It is officially the time of year where the fall foliage is changing, so we are actually going to be going on a fall hike today, and we are going to check out those fall colors before it snows tomorrow in the high country. With that in mind, I'm going to take you through what all I pack in my hiking backpack when it comes to fall, because as we know, in Colorado, the weather can change drastically pretty much all year round, but we do want to make sure that we are prepared and ready to go for that fall hike. So first things first, we want to have a backpack. You can also use a running vest. I actually think I'm going to be using my running vest today because I'm going on an easier hike. I have been recovering from an injury over the past few months, so I'm going to be going on a short, easy hike. But again, I want to take you through what it looks like for a fall hike that is going to be longer than, say, an hour and a half in duration. So let's get into what all I would include in this backpack. So when you're hiking, you always want to have the 10 essentials on you, and I would recommend doing that regardless of duration, regardless of mileage, regardless of how high or local your hike is. You always want to have a first aid kit. I don't care how big or how small it is, you can create your own, but we do want to have a first aid kit. This is the day hike kit. It says 2 people 1 day, so this actually includes several different kinds of adhesive bandages, gauze items, medications, topical treatments, and other items, all in this tiny little pack. So this is really easy to stow away and use it as needed. You'll always want to have some sort of food, hydration, and electrolytes on you. So today I'll be bringing my soft flask, and I'm going to be choosing from one of 2 noon flavors. So I have the watermelon flavor and the pink lemonade flavor. These are my 2 favorites. I'm not affiliated with them. I am an ambassador for them, but I have been drinking noon for the last 4 years at this point. So I will be bringing one of those in this flask. Then I'll also have a hydration bladder. This is my Nathan. I also have a Camelback one. This backpack actually isn't super friendly with having a hydration pack in it. It has a pocket in the back, but it's kind of finicky. So sometimes I even just bring a water bottle for this backpack, depending on, again, duration and distance. As for food, that'll also depend on your duration that you plan on being out there. I always err on the side of caution of having more than I need than less than I need. So I generally recommend simple carbs. So something like a Pop-Tart, something like Flip Blocks, a gel, you could use a banana, an apple, something like that. And then as the duration gets longer for your hike, then that's when I would consider having a little bit of fat, a little bit of protein, but that's when we're looking at more than about 3 hours out on the trail. Other things that you will want to have on hand when you are hiking in the fall: chapstick, especially in Colorado. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, there's a chance you're gonna get burnt. And if you're out there for long duration and worst case scenario situations, you want to have chapstick, you want to have some sunscreen, and depending on the weather, you may want a beanie, a buff, so something you can have like as a neck gaiter, and some gloves. So these are all things that I will probably just bring in the car, but I'm probably not going to keep in my pack just because the temperatures are supposed to be a little bit more favorable today before it cools down tomorrow. I'll of course wear my hat on the trail. Again, I would just swap this out for a beanie if it was going to be cooler. And then I'll have my sunnies, toss these guys on, and then have my ID and credit card. I'll put that in my bag as well. That's something you always want to bring on you. And then I always bring a sharp item as well as some protection. This is just a pepper spray, and when you have this, or even bear spray, so depending on where you are located, you may want to bring some bear spray. Reminder that this is also helpful for not only bears, but for other animals and humans. So something to keep in mind if you ever need it for protection. But both of these items, I would make sure that, well, all 3 of these items actually, if you are using some form of protection, you want to make sure that you know how to use it and you feel comfortable using it. Don't just go out and buy something and be like, oh, I'll figure it out if I have to use it. No, you need to practice. You need to know how you're going to handle things, because when those worst case scenario situations come up, you need to be prepared, because you don't have time to think about like, oh, let me just read the directions really quick. You don't have time for that if there's a bear coming at you. To switch gears, we are going to make sure that we have a headlamp. Again, I'm doing an easy hike today, so I don't anticipate needing this. I plan on only being out there for a short time, but this is something that you would want to consider if you're going for longer duration, or if you're going out into the backcountry or someplace that you're not going to have cell service. Speaking of cell service, you want to make sure that you have a Garmin InReach or some sort of option. So I understand that the new iPhone update allows you to send text messages if you don't have service. And although that is fantastic, I still recommend having some sort of satellite communication device, because this is going to last a lot longer and have a lot more battery life than your phone. Now, again, you can bring a portable battery pack or something like that, but if it is cold temperatures, that is going to have a harder time than this guy, who is an absolute brick. And I understand they don't actually make this Garmin anymore, but there are some other Garmin inReaches or satellite communication devices that will withstand a little bit cooler than your typical phone or your typical phone charger. This will bring us to our last item. These are going to be optional. These are hiking poles, so these ones actually fold up. I really like these a lot. They're lightweight. You don't always need hiking poles. It is something that you might want to consider if you are unsure of the terrain. I'm going to be bringing these today because, as I said, I'm recovering from an injury, and I'm going out there solo, so I want to make sure that I have some support if I absolutely need it, although I'm not anticipating it. So that is kind of an overview of what all I would bring on a fall hike. Ooh, I forgot something. Rain jacket. Again, this could be used as a windbreaker if you know it's not going to necessarily be cold, but you do have this on hand in case it is going to rain, because again, in Colorado, you have all sorts of weather here. And then if it is going to be really cold, trusty old coat epoxy. This is always really nice because then it packs down really nicely in the backpack. So that is an overview of what I would put in my hiking backpack. And now we are going to head out to the mountains and see the beautiful fall colors for the day. I just pulled up to the trailhead. The fall colors are popping here in Breckenridge. It is like 63-ish degrees, so it's going to be perfect hiking weather. I am so excited for this hike. A lot of people on the trail today, but beautiful. I mean, look at those colors. Can't get enough of it. Honestly, I don't think I could have asked for a better day. It's absolutely beautiful out. The leaves are definitely changing. I will be interested to see how it turns out over the next couple days with the snow coming, or the rain, or whatever they want to call it. Especially in the high country, it'll probably be snow, but I'm very glad that I came up here. I'm just gonna probably turn around here since it's been a little while since I've hiked, but very happy I came out here today. Just got back to the car. It ended up being like 2.5 miles, but if you just want to go up to the lake and back down, I believe it is closer to 2 miles in total. I just kind of wandered around a bit because it's a beautiful day, but I should have taken this video earlier. Take a look at these views just from the parking lot. Like, how can you not love Colorado so much? It's just gorgeous. All right, I am headed home. Very happy I was out here today. And it says it's gonna take like hour 22 to get home, so thank goodness for no traffic on the way back down to Denver. Anywho, if you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.